everyone, and welcome back to Ethical Itch. I'm your host, Avril Bien. Today, we're diving into a classic tale that asks a really tough question. What happens when your loyalty to a friend clashes with your duty to do the right thing? We're looking at O. Henry's iconic short story, After 20 Years. Set on a dark, rainy street in New York, it tells the story of two best friends, Bob and Jimmy, who promise to meet at the same spot 2 decades after going their separate ways. But as the clock strikes 10, they realize that 20 years can change a person in ways they never expected. Let's get into the moral crossroads of this reunion.
The story after 20 years shows that doing the right thing is not always easy. Jimmy had to choose between his friend and his duty as a police officer. And even though it was painful, he chose what was right. The story also shows that being a real friend doesn't mean covering up on someone's mistakes. But Jimmy still respected Bob and kept his promise to meet him. But he didn't ignore the law. Overall, the lesson is simple. Sometimes doing the right thing hurts, but it shows who you are really as a person.
Many of us having a friends but the truth is so small. Like in After 20 Years, Jimmy and Bob. Bob stayed true to his friend but failed his society while Jimmy stayed true to his society but had to break his friend's heart. Like in our days, there's a friends that they always want their own happiness even they will hurt someone. And in our days, there's a person who's remained true, faithful, and trustworthy.
Hey Ignacio, so I'd like to just ask a simple question. Have you ever reconnected with a friend after a long time? And how did it feel? Or did anything surprise you?
Yes, I have experienced that I had reconnected to a friend after 5 years. Many people ask us how does it feel being reconnected again after being separated for a long time. Well, it feels like stepping into a familiar room that's been rearranged. The comfort is still there, but it's mixed with quiet awareness that time has passed and the both of us have changed in many different ways. I might describe it as bittersweet but grounding. Like being reminded of the versions of ourselves we've already forgotten, but then realizing we've always carried it forward in ways we didn't notice.
Oh wow, thank you Ignacio. How about you, Balikog? For you, can a friendship survive big changes in life like moving away or changing jobs? Share an experience.
For me, it's a yes, and it depends on your friend or you if you are loyal to each other. And I actually experienced that when I was 13. I have a really close friend that moved away because her dad had a new job, and still now we keep chatting and chatting until now.
That's really nice to hear, na. Despite everything, there's still really a way to reconnect. And you, Pado, how do you handle situations where loyalty and doing the right thing conflict?
Based on the movie For After 20 Years, in reconnecting with an old friend, so in the movie, Hardin hits up Natalie again after like years. And man, it's so awkward at first because he'd really messed up things back then. But what's well is that she's not even mad anymore. She's built this whole great life in Lisbon. And is actually super cool about it. I was surprised how she didn't hold a grudge at all. Hardin totally thought she'd hate him forever, but she's just grown so much from it. In Can Friendship Survives Big Changes? Totally yes. Natalie moved all the way to another country to start fresh, and they didn't talk for ages. But they meet up again, their bond's still there. It's just different now. more grown up. Also Hardin's best buddy Landon. They've stuck together even though Landon's married and Hardin's been all over the place. Show you that if the friendship is real, it can grow with whatever life throws at you. When loyalty and doing the right thing clash, Hardin was stuck between wanting to make things work with Tessa, so he wanted to keep some stuff from his past quiet. And knowing he had to apologize to Natalie and own up to what he did. In the end, he chose to do the right thing first. Because you can't really be loyal to someone if you're not being honest about who you are. And Natalie had to decide too. She could have held on to anger, but she chose to help him instead. Which was way harder, but better, right?
Our next topic is all about the heart, specifically how we judge others and the patience required for true love. We are critiquing Appointment with Love by Sulamith Ishkishore. This story follows Lieutenant Blandford, a soldier who falls in love with a woman named Hollis Maynell through her letters and her insights into a book he read. When the time finally comes for them to meet in Grand Central Station, he is faced with a test of character that challenges everything he thought he knew about attraction and soulmates. Is love really about what we see on the surface? Let's find out.
An Appointment with Love teaches us the real love is not based on the physical appearance. The soldier was tested when he had to choose between a beautiful woman and the woman who truly represented honesty and sincerity. Instead of judging by looks, he chose to follow the woman with the rose, showing that true love values character, loyalty, and respect. These decisions proves that inner beauty is more important than outer beauty. Overall, the story reminds us to value people for who they are, not just how they look, because real love is built on honesty and values. That's all of the title, An Appointment with Love.
In our days, there's a dating app, roleplay world, etc. that you can love someone without knowing who they are or what is their pace. Like in Appointment with Love, there's a person who fell in love with a girl because of letters not knowing what their pace. It's like now, in dating app or in RP, they are using another pace or nothing for them to hide their identity.
New set of story, new set of questions. Ignatia! Come on, it's you again. Have you ever trusted someone without knowing them well, and how did it turn out?
I had experience trusting someone who I barely know and just met few weeks or months ago. As an open person and also overshare type of person, I get too comfortable to talk about a lot of things to people, especially when they have the same perspective and humor as mine. I also choose people who have the same thinking as mine and someone who is open to talk about a specific or some sensitive topics. But unfortunately, not all the experience I had in trusting people turned out well. Some of it taught me not to trust people easily. Some people say that people regret blind trust, but rarely regret cautious openness. Trust that grows in stages tends to be resilient. Trust that skips stages tends to be fragile.
I think we have forgotten someone. Zaphirale! For you, why is patience important in love and relationships? Can you share a personal example?
Patience is important because it helps each individual to understand, respect, and grow with each other. First of all of us have imperfection. No one is perfect. Patience allows you to accept your partner's flaws and mistakes instead of getting angry right away. This builds trust and emotional safety. Love grows through shared experiences and effort. Patience helps couple to solve their problems calmly and avoid hurting each other with harsh words or actions. Patience shows real care to your partner. By being patient, you listen and support your partners during hard times and make the relationship stronger and more lasting.
In fairness, very well said from Hirale. But here's the last question exclusively just for you, Rojas. How do first impressions affect the way we see people? Have you ever been surprised by someone's true character?
So the first impressions affect the way we see people because we usually judge them right away based on how they look or act. Sometimes this can be misleading and not shown who they really are. Yes, I have been surprised by someone's true character when I realized they were more kind and sincere than my first impression of them.
Last but not the least, our last guest to give her connection to today, Fantilanan. Which story resonated with you personally and why?
The story that resonated me the most is the love that can make impossible possible. Time and love have a huge impact to life and relationships. Chances give a bad and good effect. Sometimes, like second and third chances, can give the time for others to do the right. But sometimes, some people are wasting these chances. Never waste the chance that you have and do the right thing because of love anything is possible.
As we wrap up today's episode, we're reminded that the stories of the past are really just mirrors for our lives today. Whether it's the difficult choice between a friend and the law in after 20 years, or the courage to value character over appearance in appointment with love, one thing is clear: our choices define us. We often think of loyalty and love as feelings, but they are actually decisions we make every day. So, as you go about your week, I challenge you to look beyond the surface. Ask yourself, are you staying true to your values or just your old habits? Thanks for joining me on Ethical Itch podcast. Stay thoughtful, stay loyal, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. Until next time, bye bye!